Welcome to the Tool Hut channel. Today we have a 2012 Audi S4. The shop has replaced the transmission with a used transmission. Stand by. While you got a second, why don't you go ahead and click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell if you want to be notified when stuff comes out. I welcome any questions or comments you may have down below. Okay, so let's start off first of all with going over part of why this is a challenge. So, I'm not the first one that's been to this shop. Somebody else has already been here. Uh, Volkswagen to Audis are not super familiar to me. I've done enough of them to uh, probably be dangerous, but 2012 Audi, anything newer than 2009, 2010 a Volkswagen Audi is component protection. So what they do is they tie all of the components to the immobilizer of the vehicle, and there are several options for getting this done. There's several tools on the market that'll get this done. I particularly am not familiar enough with it to try to do it with another tool. So I've decided I'm going to do it with the genuine tool. I've been told it can be done. I've been kind of told the procedure to do it. So I'm going to walk you through it. This is my first one. So if somebody's watching this that's familiar with it and wants to give some advice on how to do the next one, I'm open to it. I will tell you I was successful. The vehicle did uh, move. They took it for a drive when I was done. I did not stick around to see uh, if there's any problems, but they have not called. So no news is good news kind of scenario. So it is a component protection car. The vehicle will start. the The service information says it'll be in limp mode. We'll go through that during the procedure. I'm told it will not move. I'm in a parking lot and it's kind of blocked in by a couple other cars, so I didn't verify this. It doesn't really matter. I was asked to make it work. There is a message on the dash that states safe. There's also another message on the dash that comes up and something about service the transmission or something like that. So I did not capture the messages on the dash, but that's kind of where we're at. Okay, as far as the equipment that I've used, I always get the question of what kind of equipment did I use when I was doing this. So I do have a genuine ODIS subscription. I paid for it this morning with a Gecko certificate, which that means is I have my LSID and it's registered with Volkswagen Audi. And I am using my Ford VCM2 as my interface, uh, just to throw up a bunch of other questions why I use that. But the simple question is, it's the one I had with me. It's the one that was loaded on this laptop. So, and I've used it before on some other Volkswagens with great success. So, uh, if you find something that works, you kind of stick with it. All right, let's get this thing going. All right, first thing you got to do is log in with your ODIS credentials. This after you've purchased your subscription. They sell their subscriptions a week at a time or a year at a time. And I'll be honest with you, I've been buying them a week at a time, and I probably should have bought a year. But that's a story for another day. So here automatically identifies the car. I have chose diagnosis as my operating mode. I'll probably do a video on setting up your ODIS, but it's quite an involved process for getting set up the first time. Once you're set up, it seems to just work. I have had one day that had trouble with the server, but it was just one time. Not like a lot of the other manufacturers where you're always running into problems. So it's been pretty stable so far. Just going to go through and ID the modules, and it's going to create a test plan for us based on what kind of codes we got, stuff like that. So, like I say, remember this is a used transmission. I wasn't familiar with this process, and I actually posted the question on Facebook and another forum in a group of people that do this stuff. So this is the procedure I was given, and it worked. So I thought I'd share it with everybody else. Because when we find something that works, it's better to let everybody know. Because I had lots of questions about it. There was lots of people that didn't know. Lots of different programs were told to me to use. Many of them I had, many of them I didn't. The process seemed confusing at best, so I decided I'd go the method that sounded like it would work. So what we got was we got a transmission module locked code active. And we're going to go ahead and look at some documents for that. It comes up and the link is in German, but I think everybody understands where it was going. So it says the reason the transmission control module be locked. There's several reasons, but number one is our problem. This says transmission is new or was replaced. It does not say used. It just says or was replaced. So I'm assuming that they know that used is an option. So, like I say, there's lots of other causes there, not really relevant to what we're doing because I know the cause of it. I know the cause of the code, so go back and the other one is the immobilizer module not adapted. So let's just look at this one. I just want to make sure we're doing things the way that they need to be done. All right, so let's run the test plan for the transmission code. It's really the only code it's got, so we know that probably doing the test plan is going to fix our problem. So it checks for codes and stuff like that. I'm just going to let it do its thing here. Ask you if the immobilizer should be included in the test plan. And I will be honest with you, I tried it the first time without making the immobilizer part of the test plan and it failed. So I decided we would do it again. So it should be attached to the test plan here down at the bottom. I'll scroll all the way down to the bottom. Anything you add to the test plan, I think it puts down at the bottom. Like I say, I'm not super familiar with ODIS. I've done just a few cars with it. I was using several other programs for my Volkswagen Audi stuff, and I decided that I was going to do it the right way, or the way the factory does it. Maybe if I do enough of them, I'll buy the actual Volkswagen Audi interface if I see a problem. I know that the Volkswagen Audi interface won't do everything, or the J2534 won't do everything that the Volkswagen Audi will do. Ask you to verify the VIN. It is the right VIN for the vehicle, so I'm going to hit yes. you need to log in with your ODIS credentials again. And I believe this is where it requires you to have your LSID. So once we've got logged in here, it'll run some checks on the vehicle. I haven't sped this up or anything, so this is exactly the speed that it happens in. I did kind of delete some of the stuff where I was looking for the right procedure, stuff like that. Tried to trim it up so we weren't just running around like chickens with our heads cut off. So it asked me if I want to adapt the keys. I'm telling it yes. It does say there's 3 keys. I only have 1, so I was a little concerned about this, but you'll see that it wasn't a big deal in the end. So we're just going to hit yes. So it asked me here if I want to increase or decrease the number of keys. I'm going to hit decrease until I get to 1, because that's what I got. And then I hit accept. Say yes. All keys were adapted. Complete. The dash goes off and comes back on again. And there is no more safe message on the dash at this point. So now we just hit complete. Takes us back to our test plan. And I work on a couple other things on the car, but not part of this video. So thumbs up, thumbs down, questions, comments, whatever you got, put them down below. Keep them clean or they get deleted. Have a great day. While you got a second, why don't you go ahead and click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell if you want to be notified when stuff comes out. I welcome any questions or comments you may have down below.